Unexpected return. In the endless silence of space, the small trading outpost known as Nexus Station drifted quietly. The station orbited peacefully near a distant, unnamed moon. The inhabitants, mostly traders and explorers from different alien species, lived in harmony, exchanging goods and knowledge. Life was calm, routine, and predictable. But everything was about to change. Commander Zoran, a tall alien with pale blue skin and thoughtful golden eyes, stood calmly on the command deck of Nexus Station. He stared through the large window, watching stars flicker against the endless blackness. His daily routine was simple and peaceful, ensuring smooth operation and safety for everyone on board. Today, though, he felt uneasy. Suddenly, a loud alarm broke the silence, shaking everyone awake from their daily tasks. Bright red lights flashed across screens and walls, warning of an unknown danger. Crew members hurried around, confusion and worry clear on their faces. "Report. What's going on?" Zoran shouted urgently, turning to his main officer, Lyra. She was a small, quick-thinking alien with sharp features. "Commander, a strange energy wave is appearing nearby." Lyra replied quickly, her fingers tapping rapidly on the control panel. "It's unlike anything we've seen before." Zoran quickly moved closer to the screen. "Show me." A huge holographic image appeared in front of him, showing empty space. But then, something impossible happened. A strange crack opened in the darkness, like a tear in the fabric of space itself. It glowed brightly, pulsing with an unknown power. A large, mysterious ship slowly emerged from the glowing rift. Its metal body gleamed brightly, reflecting the stars around it. Zoran's heart pounded. "Identify that ship immediately." Lyra's fingers moved swiftly, scanning through all known data. Her eyes widened with shock. "Commander, it's impossible." "What do you mean, impossible?" Zoran asked, gripping the control panel tightly. "The ship matches records from the lost human warship, U.S. Prometheus," Lyra replied, her voice shaking slightly. "But it disappeared hundreds of years ago during the Great Galactic War. Everyone thought it was destroyed." Zoran stared in disbelief. Every alien civilization knew about the U.S. Prometheus, the legendary human ship famous for bravery and strength. But it had vanished without a trace, becoming a ghost story told to young ones. Now this ghost ship hovered quietly in front of Nexus Station, more real than ever. "Commander, the ship is activating systems," shouted another officer, panic clear in his voice. "Should we prepare defenses?" Zoran hesitated. He knew the ship was powerful, more powerful than anything currently known in the galaxy, but he wasn't sure what to do next. His responsibility was to protect everyone, but starting a battle could lead to disaster. "Prepare defenses, but don't fire yet," Zoran commanded. "Let's try communication first." His crew nodded quickly, understanding the danger. Within seconds, Nexus Station's defense shields surrounded them, glowing softly as energy built around their station. "Open a communication channel," Zoran ordered, steadying himself. Lyra nodded, activating the station's transmitter. "Channel open." Zoran took a deep breath, speaking calmly but clearly. "This is Commander Zoran of Nexus Station. You have entered our space unexpectedly. Identify yourself." Silence filled the command deck, everyone holding their breath. Seconds passed, each moment feeling like forever. Then the communication speakers crackled softly, followed by a clear, simple human voice speaking slowly in basic English. "Commander Zoran, we have returned." Zoran's eyes widened. "Who is speaking? Where is your crew?" There was a pause, and again the voice spoke calmly, almost emotionlessly. "The Prometheus has returned upgraded, improved. No human crew on board. Systems fully operational and beyond current technological understanding. We mean no harm." "Upgraded by whom? And why return now, after centuries?" Zoran asked, confused yet intrigued. Another pause, even longer than the first. We returned because the galaxy is in danger. Humanity's survival, and yours, depends on the Prometheus. Chills spread through everyone listening. Zoran exchanged worried glances with Lyra, whose eyes mirrored his uncertainty and fear. Danger? What kind of danger? Zoran asked quickly, his voice tense. Unknown enemy approaching. Powerful enough to destroy everything. They gave us this technology as a warning and a test. Only unity can save us all. Zoran's thoughts raced wildly. Everything he believed about the galaxy was being shaken apart in minutes. He understood clearly. Life on Nexus Station and beyond was about to change forever. Commander, Lyra whispered anxiously. What should we do? Zoran straightened himself, looking deeply into the glowing, powerful ship hovering before him. He realized one thing clearly. The legendary human warship's return was no coincidence. It was destiny calling the galaxy to action. We prepare to welcome humanity back, Zoran announced confidently. Alert all systems. The galaxy must hear about this. As Zoran watched, the Prometheus hovered silently, powerful and mysterious. Nexus Station and the galaxy beyond now stood on the edge of something incredible, terrifying, and unknown. The vanished human warship had returned, and nothing would ever be the same again. Ghost Ship Revelation. Commander Zoran moved carefully through the dim corridors of the legendary U.S. Prometheus, his heart beating faster with every step. Accompanied by Lyra and a small security team, he could barely believe he was walking through a ship that had vanished into history centuries ago. The air felt strangely cold, and everything was silent except for the soft hum of unfamiliar machinery. Stay alert, Zoran warned quietly, holding a small scanner tightly. We have no idea what's waiting for us inside. As they continued deeper into the Prometheus, Zoran noticed the ship's interior had changed from the records he'd studied. The walls, floors, and ceilings were sleek and metallic, glowing softly with a calming blue light. The technology appeared far more advanced than any known civilization had ever achieved. Whoever, or whatever, had upgraded the Prometheus clearly possessed incredible knowledge. Commander, look at this, Lyra whispered, pointing toward a control panel. Zoran approached cautiously, amazed to see holographic messages floating gently above the controls. The text was written in simple English, clear and direct. Welcome aboard, Commander Zoran. Proceed to the bridge. Who could know we're here? Zoran questioned, glancing nervously around the room. Keep your eyes open. Following the instructions, the team moved carefully toward the bridge. Every door opened silently, as if the ship itself was guiding them forward. As they reached the final doorway, it opened smoothly, revealing the central bridge glowing with vibrant holograms, displaying planets, star systems, and complex data streams they couldn't understand. In the center stood a holographic figure, a human in uniform, calm and confident, but clearly artificial. The figure looked directly at Zoran, speaking in a friendly tone. Welcome, Commander Zoran. I am Admiral Elias, a holographic representation of the Prometheus's original captain. Zoran paused, shocked. A hologram. Where is your real crew? What happened to them? Admiral Elias smiled gently, his eyes sad. My original crew vanished during the Great Galactic War. When the Prometheus drifted into unknown space, we encountered beings from beyond our galaxy. They chose to enhance the ship, turning it into a guardian, a warning for civilizations like yours. Lyra spoke up nervously. What kind of beings? Why would they do this? The hologram paused thoughtfully. They call themselves the Aegis. Their goal is to protect civilizations from an enemy that destroys entire galaxies. The Prometheus is now your only defense. Who is this enemy? Zoran demanded, feeling a chill down his spine. Admiral Elias waved his hand, and a terrifying image appeared. Vast ships unlike anything they'd ever seen, powerful enough to burn planets to ashes. They are known simply as the Void Wraiths. They travel between galaxies, destroying everything. The Aegis gave humanity, and now your galaxy, a chance to fight back. But unity is essential. You must use this ship to unite all civilizations or face total annihilation. Zoran felt heavy with responsibility. His mind raced, understanding clearly the grave threat ahead. Why did the Aegis choose humanity? Admiral Elias smiled faintly. Because they saw humanity's bravery and hope during the Great Galactic War. Humans never surrender. Your people inspire unity in others. The Aegis knew humanity could lead the galaxy against the Void Wraiths. Lyra turned worriedly to Zoran. "Commander, what should we do now?" Zoran thought deeply, feeling the weight of destiny upon him. "We must send this message immediately to every civilization. Everyone must see this ship and understand the danger we face." Admiral Elias nodded approvingly. "A wise choice, Commander. Remember, only united can we stand against this enemy." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the Prometheus, lights turning red. Zoran's security team raised their weapons nervously. "What's happening?" Zoran asked urgently. Admiral Elias frowned seriously. "The Void Wraiths detected the ship's return. They have sent scouts already. You must leave quickly and prepare your galaxy for war." Panic surged through Zoran, but he steadied himself. "Then we have no time to waste. Everyone, back to Nexus Station. Prepare to broadcast this message." As they hurried off the bridge, Zoran looked back at Admiral Elias, whose image slowly faded away. "Good luck, Commander," the hologram said softly. "The galaxy depends on you." Back aboard Nexus Station, Zoran stood before the communication screens, facing hundreds of representatives from different civilizations. The tension was thick, all waiting for his message. Zoran took a deep breath and spoke firmly. "The vanished human warship, Prometheus, has returned as a guardian and a warning. A deadly enemy approaches, powerful beyond imagination. Humanity cannot defeat them alone, nor can any civilization. Our only chance is unity. Stand together now, or fall divided." The room fell into stunned silence. Zoran's words hung heavily in the air, clear and undeniable. Nexus Station was now at the center of history, and Commander Zoran knew clearly. The galaxy's survival depended on their response, and time was quickly running out. Galactic panic. The shocking announcement from Commander Zoran spread like wildfire through the galaxy. Within hours, planets and colonies across different star systems had learned the terrifying news. The vanished human warship, Prometheus, had returned, now immensely powerful, carrying warnings of a mysterious enemy called the Void Wraiths. On the planet Orion Prime, homeworld of the influential Orion Alliance, leaders gathered urgently to discuss the sudden threat. High Chancellor Terok, an old but wise alien with deep purple skin and weary eyes, listened anxiously as advisors argued loudly around him. "This must be some trick from the humans," shouted Minister Kara, angry and suspicious. "They vanished centuries ago, and now their worship returns. It sounds like a plan to dominate us." "But why would humans lie about something so serious?" countered General Cylon, a tall, fierce-looking warrior. "If this threat is real, we need to prepare immediately." Terok raised his hand, quieting the room instantly. His voice was gentle but firm, calming everyone down. "Arguing won't help us. We must discover the truth quickly. Prepare our fleet, but do not attack. I will speak directly with Commander Zoran and the humans." Across the galaxy, panic spread among smaller worlds as well. On the remote agricultural planet Zeba IV, families rushed into shelters, fearing the mysterious Void Wraiths would arrive at any moment. Trade routes froze completely, and rumors multiplied faster than facts. Back on Earth, humanity's homeworld, confusion reigned. Earth's leaders faced a diplomatic crisis unlike anything they'd experienced before. They had no idea how the Prometheus returned, who upgraded it, or why this deadly enemy chose to attack now. President Amelia Hayes, a calm and steady leader, addressed a worried Earth. Her voice, clear and strong, reached billions watching anxiously. Citizens of Earth, the Prometheus returned without our knowledge. We did not send it. We understand your fear, but we promise transparency. Our mission is clear. We must cooperate with other civilizations. Unity is the only way to face this enemy. But even her comforting words couldn't stop the chaos. Protests filled streets worldwide, demanding answers and accusing the government of hiding something dangerous. Meanwhile, on Nexus Station, Commander Zoran faced growing tension. Aliens from dozens of worlds crowded the station, all desperate for more information. Their fear and anger made Nexus Station feel dangerously close to violence. Lyra approached Zoran, clearly worried. "Commander, this situation is getting worse. If we don't calm them soon, violence might erupt right here." Zoran nodded thoughtfully. "You're right. Arrange another broadcast. We must clearly explain everything we know about the Void Wraiths. We need trust, not panic." Moments later, Zoran appeared on screens across countless worlds, speaking calmly and clearly. "We understand your fear. The Void Wraiths are real and powerful beyond imagination. They come from outside our galaxy, destroying everything in their path. But we also have hope. The Prometheus returned to help us. This human ship carries technology that can unite and protect us. We must stand together, not apart." His words had a powerful effect. Gradually, worlds began reaching out to each other, cautiously trying to understand. Ships moved between star systems, exchanging information and promises of support. For the first time in history, civilizations that had never trusted each other before began speaking openly. However, just as calm seemed possible, a chilling event shocked the galaxy again. Near the edge of Orion territory, a strange phenomenon appeared. A massive, dark rift tore open space itself, releasing dozens of dark, terrifying ships. Each was enormous, glowing with a deadly red energy. They moved silently toward nearby worlds, wiping out defense ships effortlessly. The Void Wraiths had arrived early. High Chancellor Terok watched in horror from his command center on Orion Prime. General Cylon spoke urgently beside him, desperation in his voice. "We must unite immediately, Chancellor. Only Prometheus can lead us now." Terok stood quietly, understanding clearly the gravity of the situation. "Then we call Commander Zoran and humanity. We face this enemy together, or we face extinction." On Nexus Station, Zoran received Terok's urgent call. Their conversation was brief but powerful, changing everything. Zoran turned to his anxious crew, determination clear in his golden eyes. "Prepare the Prometheus. Earth and all civilizations must unite now. We're leading a galactic alliance against the Void Wraiths. There's no time left to doubt." The crew quickly moved, following his orders urgently. The Prometheus activated once again, its glowing hull shining like a beacon of hope amidst darkness. Zoran felt fear, responsibility, and pride. But above all, hope. The galaxy had heard his call, and it was finally ready to stand together. The Void Wraiths might be powerful, but now they faced a galaxy united, led by humanity's most legendary warship. War had arrived, but the galaxy was no longer afraid. They were ready to fight. Human confusion and diplomatic crisis. On Earth, confusion and fear spread rapidly. Humanity had spent centuries believing the legendary warship Prometheus was lost forever. Now, the unexpected return of the upgraded ship brought panic and chaos. Inside a crowded conference room in the United Earth capital, President Amelia Hayes stood quietly, listening to urgent updates. Her advisors argued, each one desperate to make sense of the situation. "The Prometheus isn't ours," shouted General Marcus Reed, his face red with frustration. "We didn't upgrade it. We didn't send it back. How can we explain this to the galaxy?" Ambassador Lisa Chen, a calm, diplomatic woman, stepped forward carefully. "We must tell everyone the truth clearly. If they believe we are hiding something, we risk war." President Hayes nodded slowly. Prepare a diplomatic mission immediately. We must go to Nexus Station and speak directly with Commander Zorin. We need answers, just like everyone else. Meanwhile, tensions across Earth were growing fast. News channels showed endless debates, protests, and worried faces demanding answers. Streets were filled with people shouting and waving signs. Tell us the truth. And why did Prometheus return? Ambassador Hayes' diplomatic team departed swiftly, traveling toward Nexus Station. As their small shuttle approached the station, they saw something that took their breath away. The mighty Prometheus glowing brightly in space, more powerful than anyone imagined. On board Nexus Station, Commander Zorin greeted President Hayes politely but with deep concern. Both leaders knew how delicate the situation had become. Commander Zorin, Hayes began softly, her voice calm but firm. Earth had no idea the Prometheus survived. How is it possible that this warship returned so advanced? Zorin looked directly into her eyes. Madam President, the Prometheus returned alone, empty, and controlled by an artificial intelligence representing your lost captain. An ancient force called the Aegis sent it back as a warning. We face an enemy that destroys galaxies. President Hayes listened carefully, feeling chills. Do you believe this? Zorin nodded seriously. Yes, the threat is real. But there's a greater problem. The other civilizations think humanity controls the Prometheus. They fear your intentions. Suddenly, the room shook violently. Alarms blared through Nexus Station, red lights flashing urgently. Lyra ran into the room, panic clear on her face. Commander, President Hayes, we have a major crisis. Ships from multiple civilizations have arrived. They're demanding control of the Prometheus. If we refuse, they threaten war. Zorin and Hayes exchanged worried glances, knowing they had to act quickly. They moved immediately to the station's command center, where communication screens showed angry leaders from various planets yelling accusations. An Orion leader shouted angrily, "Humans have kept Prometheus hidden. They want to rule us all." Another alien leader added harshly, "If you don't give us control of Prometheus, we will declare war on humanity." President Hayes stepped forward calmly, speaking clearly in simple English so all civilizations understood her clearly. Listen carefully. Humanity never knew the Prometheus was coming back. We did not build this ship. The Prometheus was sent as a message for all civilizations, not just humanity. Fighting among ourselves will only make us weaker. For a moment, silence filled the screens. The alien leaders considered her words carefully, still suspicious but calmer. Suddenly, another urgent alarm rang across the station. Zorin quickly checked the screens, his face turning pale with shock. "Commander," shouted Lyra, "the Prometheus is powering up its weapon systems. It's preparing to attack." "What?" Hayes gasped in disbelief. "Why?" Zorin quickly opened communication with Prometheus. Admiral Elias's hologram appeared again, looking serious. "Commander, Madam President, you must act now. The enemy is coming. You have no more time for arguments. Stand united or lose everything." The hologram disappeared abruptly, leaving silence. President Hayes looked at Zorin, realizing clearly what must happen next. "Commander, broadcast to every world. Tell them to meet at Orion Prime immediately. Humanity is ready to prove that we will lead through unity, not fear." Zorin nodded determinedly. "Agreed. It's time for everyone to understand this message clearly." Within minutes, President Hayes and Commander Zorin appeared together, addressing all civilizations directly, their voices firm and united. "Citizens of the galaxy, we have no choice but to trust each other. Prometheus belongs to no single world. It is a weapon and a shield for us all. The enemy is nearly here, and we must fight together. Our survival depends on unity. Join us now, or face destruction alone." As their words ended, silence fell once again, but this time everyone understood clearly. The galaxy had reached a turning point. Humanity, despite suspicion and fear, was stepping forward as a leader once again. The diplomatic crisis wasn't over, but hope had started to grow. Unity was finally possible, but it had come at a price. Humanity and Commander Zoran had a responsibility they couldn't refuse. The enemy was close, and the Prometheus, more powerful than ever, waited patiently, ready to defend a galaxy on the edge of war. Threat from the unknown. At the edge of the Orion star system, a quiet science station called Echo Base floated silently. The station's small crew studied distant stars, unaware their peaceful routine was about to be shattered forever. Suddenly, alarms began to ring throughout the base. Scientists rushed around in confusion, trying to understand the unexpected chaos. "Report. What's happening?" shouted Chief Scientist Jorah, a young alien with deep green skin and worried eyes. "Something massive is appearing on our scanners," answered a frightened technician. "It's huge. I've never seen anything like it." Before Jorah could reply, space itself seemed to tear open. A massive, swirling rift appeared near Echo Base, glowing brightly with dark, dangerous energy. From the darkness emerged enormous ships, black, silent, and terrifying. Each ship moved slowly, radiating power beyond imagination. Jorah stared helplessly, frozen by fear. "Send a message immediately. Warn everyone. They've arrived." Within moments, Echo Base was destroyed, wiped out in seconds. But their desperate warning reached Orion Prime just in time. On Orion Prime, High Chancellor Terok listened in horror to Echo Base's last message. He stood shaking, realizing the terrible truth. "The Void Wraiths are here." General Cylon hurried forward, fear clear on his face. "We must contact Earth and Nexus Station immediately. Only Prometheus can protect us now." Across the galaxy, panic erupted again. News spread quickly about the destruction of Echo Base, creating fear and chaos everywhere. Many worlds believed it was already too late, and others blamed humanity for bringing danger. On Nexus Station, Commander Zoran stood beside President Hayes, carefully watching holographic images of the Void Wraith fleet as it moved swiftly toward populated worlds. The threat was clearer than ever, terrifyingly close. "Commander, President," said Lyra nervously, her voice shaking. "Those ships are powerful enough to destroy entire planets easily. If we don't act now, billions will die." Zoran turned to President Hayes, his golden eyes steady. "We must activate Prometheus fully. It's our only chance to unite the galaxy quickly." Hayes nodded, knowing clearly that there was no other choice. "Then do it. Show the galaxy we're ready to defend them." Within seconds, the Prometheus sprang to life. Its glowing blue lights brightened dramatically, signaling the legendary ship's full awakening. Across the galaxy, worlds watched in awe and fear, knowing clearly that humanity was now their best hope. Suddenly, another message interrupted them urgently. The hologram of Admiral Elias appeared again, looking grim. "Commander, the Void Wraiths have sent a message directly to us." "Play it," Zoran commanded. The hologram shifted, revealing a frightening, shadowy figure. Its deep, harsh voice echoed clearly in simple English, powerful and threatening. "Your resistance is pointless. We have destroyed countless galaxies. Your unity is weak. Surrender or face annihilation." Silence filled the room. President Hayes stepped forward, her voice firm and confident. "We will never surrender. Humanity and all civilizations stand united against you." The shadowy figure laughed harshly. "Then you have chosen extinction." The transmission ended abruptly, leaving everyone shaken but determined. Zoran turned immediately to his crew. "Prepare the Prometheus for battle. Contact every civilization willing to fight. We must defend Orion Prime at all costs." Quickly, messages reached planets everywhere. Civilizations that had argued and fought for generations now moved swiftly, sending fleets and warriors to Orion Prime. From Earth, Orion Prime, Nexus Station, and dozens of other worlds, ships began arriving. forming the largest alliance in galactic history. The Prometheus led them, glowing powerfully as a symbol of unity and hope. Humanity stood proudly at the alliance's center, determined to defend life itself. On Orion Prime, Chancellor Terok watched proudly as ships gathered. Finally, he whispered softly, "We stand as one." But as the massive Void Wraith fleet drew closer, the Alliance saw clearly how outnumbered they were. Fear began creeping back, but Commander Zoran spoke clearly, broadcasting courageously to every ship. "This enemy believes we are weak and divided, but today we prove them wrong. Today we fight together, for survival, for unity, for our future." Across thousands of ships, billions listened. Courage replaced fear, strength replaced doubt, and unity replaced division. The galaxy stood ready to fight, led by humanity's legendary Prometheus. The enemy closed in, ready to destroy them. But now, they faced something new, an alliance stronger than any they had fought before. The battle for the galaxy had finally begun. Last stand, united defense. Above Orion Prime, thousands of ships from across the galaxy gathered together, creating an incredible display of unity. Fleets from worlds that once hated or feared each other now hovered side by side, ready to fight as allies for the first time in history. The legendary human warship, Prometheus, led them bravely, glowing powerfully at the front. Commander Zoran stood calmly aboard the Prometheus bridge, joined by President Hayes, High Chancellor Terok, and leaders from various civilizations. Each knew clearly what was at stake. The fate of billions depended on their unity. Suddenly, alarms rang throughout the Prometheus. The Void Wraith fleet emerged, thousands of dark ships forming a terrifying wall of destruction. Their presence was chilling, silent, and powerful. For a brief moment, fear spread among the Allied ships. But Commander Zoran spoke firmly, broadcasting to every ship clearly and confidently, in basic English so all could understand. "Today we face extinction, or we create history. Remember clearly, we are fighting for every family, every world, every civilization. Humanity stands with you, and we will never retreat. Let's show them our strength." Inspired by Zoran's words, the Allied ships surged forward courageously. Powerful beams of energy flashed brightly as both fleets clashed fiercely. The Prometheus led the charge, its advanced weapons cutting through enemy ships easily, showing clearly its incredible strength. But the Void Wraiths fought back strongly, quickly overwhelming many Allied ships. The battle became chaotic, dangerous, and desperate. Ships exploded around Zoran, and the Prometheus shook violently as enemy attacks intensified. "Commander, we're losing allies fast," shouted Lyra urgently. "The enemy is too powerful." Zoran glanced at President Hayes, determination clear in his eyes. "We must hold. The galaxy depends on us." President Hayes nodded bravely. "Keep fighting. Show the galaxy humanity will never surrender." Just then, dozens of powerful enemy ships targeted the Prometheus directly, firing deadly energy beams. The shields weakened quickly under their relentless attacks. "We're losing shields," Lyra warned desperately. "Keep firing," Zoran commanded. "We can't lose now." But suddenly, something unexpected happened. A massive wave of new ships appeared, joining the battle. They were small, agile, and came from smaller worlds previously too frightened or weak to fight alone. Now, inspired by humanity and the Prometheus, they bravely charged the Void Wraith fleet. "Commander, reinforcements have arrived," Lyra shouted joyfully. Zoran smiled proudly. "The galaxy is finally united. We can win." These new ships moved swiftly, attacking from multiple directions, confusing the enemy. Slowly, the battle shifted again. For the first time, the Void Wraiths hesitated, clearly surprised by the unity and bravery of the galaxy. "Commander, we have them off balance," shouted General Xylon from Orion Prime. "Attack now." Zoran quickly coordinated the Prometheus, leading a decisive strike directly at the enemy's largest ship. The attack succeeded powerfully, destroying the huge ship and weakening enemy morale significantly. Across Allied ships, cheers erupted. Hope spread quickly, replacing fear completely. Yet the Void Wraiths refused to surrender. They fought back harder, more desperate, and dangerous than ever, determined to destroy the Alliance completely. Commander Zoran realized clearly that only one chance remained. He turned seriously to President Hayes, speaking urgently. "We must use the Prometheus's secret weapon now, the one the hologram warned us about." President Hayes looked uncertainly, knowing clearly the risk involved. "Will it work?" Zoran nodded firmly. "It must, or we lose everything." President Hayes agreed bravely, trusting humanity's strength. "Then do it." Commander Zoran quickly activated the Prometheus's hidden protocol. Instantly, the ship began to glow brighter than ever before, charging incredible energy from deep within. The entire battlefield stopped momentarily, stunned by the intense light and power. Zoran broadcast one final warning clearly, speaking bravely and simply. "Void Wraiths, your destruction ends now. The galaxy stands united, led by humanity. Leave or face annihilation." For the first time, the Void Wraith fleet hesitated openly, but stubbornly their leader refused clearly, roaring angrily, "We never retreat." Zoran sighed, saddened but determined. "Then you've sealed your fate." He activated the final stage. The Prometheus unleashed an overwhelming wave of pure energy, shining brightly through space, completely disabling hundreds of enemy ships instantly. For a moment, everything fell silent, peaceful, and still. The remaining Void Wraith ships paused, clearly defeated and weakened. They slowly turned, retreating silently back through the dark rift they came from. Across the battlefield, Allied ships erupted in joy and relief. Cheers filled communication channels everywhere. For the first time, the galaxy had truly united and won. Commander Zoran stood quietly, proud but exhausted. Humanity had shown clearly its courage, strength, and resilience, earning respect and trust from every civilization. Yet, he knew clearly their fight wasn't fully over. The Void Wraiths had retreated, but they would return, stronger and angrier. The galaxy had won this battle, but the war wasn't finished yet. Triumph of humanity. In the aftermath of the fierce battle, thousands of ships hovered silently above Orion Prime, damaged but victorious. The Void Wraiths had retreated, but the galaxy knew clearly the war wasn't truly over yet. Commander Zoran stood quietly on the bridge of the Prometheus, watching debris drift slowly through space. Beside him, President Amelia Hayes and representatives from multiple civilizations stared silently at the aftermath. Despite their victory, worry remained clear on their faces. "Will they return?" President Hayes asked softly, breaking the silence. Zoran nodded slowly. "Yes, they retreated, but they'll come back, stronger and angrier." This battle was only the beginning. Just then, a soft hum filled the bridge. The holographic image of Admiral Elias reappeared, smiling gently and reassuringly at the gathered leaders. "You've done well, Commander Zoran. Humanity and your allies have proven your courage and strength, but this fight isn't yours alone anymore." Zoran stepped closer, confused but hopeful. "What do you mean?" Admiral Elias turned slowly, revealing another hologram, a beautiful, ethereal figure shimmering with gentle golden light. The figure spoke calmly, clearly, and kindly in perfect English. "We are the Aegis. For centuries, we watched civilizations across countless galaxies fall to the Void Wraiths. Few have ever united like yours. Humanity inspired others, proving you can face impossible odds together. Now, we offer our assistance." President Hayes stepped forward, amazed. "Who are you truly?" The Aegis figure smiled kindly. "We are guardians, ancient beings who guide civilizations like yours. But we cannot fight your battles directly. We offer guidance and technology only to those who show unity and courage. You have passed our test clearly. Across the galaxy, billions watched this moment in awe, hope filling their hearts for the first time. Unity had worked. Humanity had inspired even powerful beings like the Aegis. Will the Void Wraiths return? Zoran asked, still worried. Yes, the figure answered calmly. But now they fear you. Your unity surprised them. They understand clearly that destroying you will not be easy. They will return someday, stronger, but you will be ready. Leaders from different civilizations stepped forward bravely, speaking together. Chancellor Terok spoke first. Then we will remain united. No more division. No more fear. Humanity has shown clearly what courage can achieve. Together, we will prepare. Admiral Elias nodded, proud and relieved. The Prometheus belongs to you now. Its technology is your shield and your hope. Use it wisely. Let it remind every civilization that unity, bravery, and trust can overcome even the darkest enemy. The holograms faded, leaving silence. For a moment, no one spoke, deeply moved by what they'd witnessed. Zoran turned finally, addressing all present clearly and strongly. Today we survived because we fought together. But our work isn't finished yet. Unity must remain. We must rebuild, learn, and prepare for the future. President Hayes nodded, speaking gently yet powerfully. Humanity promises to lead wisely, humbly, and bravely. Together, we will protect each other. The assembled leaders agreed openly, expressing trust and respect clearly, understanding the message deeply. Humanity had returned not as conquerors, but as protectors. Days later, across thousands of planets, celebrations filled streets, markets, and spaceports. Aliens and humans alike cheered, waving flags and banners, celebrating their incredible victory. Children listened eagerly to stories about the brave humans and the Prometheus, stories they tell generations to come. On Nexus Station, Commander Zoran stood beside Lyra, watching the celebrations with quiet pride. Did you ever imagine we'd see something like this? Lyra smiled warmly. Never. But humanity did this. You inspired hope. Maybe the galaxy needed humans more than anyone realized. Zoran nodded softly, smiling at the thought. Perhaps the greatest strength humanity has is not technology or power, but the courage to stand firm and unite others in hope. Out in space, the mighty Prometheus hovered silently, watching protectively over the galaxy it helped unite. It would remain there, a beacon of strength, courage, and unity, reminding everyone clearly of humanity's incredible triumph. The vanished warship had returned, not to dominate but to inspire. Humanity's message was clear to every world watching carefully. They were back, stronger than ever, united with every civilization, ready to defend the galaxy from any threat that dared return.